I might know what the problem is. It's number 4.
What's number 4?
Pay the electric bill.
Mason,
Yes.
did you eat paint chips as a child?
Okay. This seems to be a great spot to jump in. Now, let's see if I can help out our dear friends with a little story. Oh, yes. I think I have the perfect one to tell. There once was a mighty king.
Hey, who's saying all this stuff?
It's coming from the book.
There once was a mighty king. His name was Ahasuerus, and he ruled over a vast kingdom that stretched from India all the way to Ethiopia.
Lucky?
Shh! Now, in those days, kings were very powerful people, and this king was no exception. Whenever he wanted something to happen, all he had to do was make it a command, and everyone in the whole kingdom had to do what he said. If anyone dared to disobey the king, they would get into a lot of trouble. And one day, the king decided he wanted a new queen. So he ordered his officials to gather together all the eligible young women from across his kingdom so he could choose a bride.
Come closer. I don't think so. No, she's got too many eyelashes on her left eye. Not enough on the right. You know, my queen has to have a balanced set of eyes and eyelashes. So, I don't think so. Go away.
That's right, Your Majesty. The most necessary characteristic. Well, shall we call it a day, Your Majesty? That was woman number 348.
348, just that?
Shall we perhaps continue this tomorrow?
Ah, yes. It is getting kind of late. I am getting a little tired. But you know what? Bring in the next one.
Okay. Next one on the list. Esther!
Esther. Has a nice ring to it. Rise. So your name is Esther, is that correct?
Yes, my king. My name is Esther. Some do call me Hadassah.
Hadassah? Hadassah? Wow. If I may... Haman! Don't scare me like that. Prepare the food. Call the servants.
Yes.
Send the invitations.
Of course.
Oh, and Haman.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Prepare the royal crown. I have found my queen.
Of course, Your Majesty.
And one last thing, Haman.
Yes.
Make me a sandwich.
At once.
Oh, King Ahasuerus made Esther his queen. Now Esther had a secret that the king did not know about. She was a Jew. Years before, many Jews had been taken prisoner, taken away from their homes by King Nebuchadnezzar. Now they lived in the kingdom of King Ahasuerus. But not everybody liked them. People thought they were too different. Also living near the palace was a man named Mordecai. He was the older cousin of Queen Esther, who looked after her and treated her like a daughter after her parents died. He was a wise man who had once saved the king from a terrible plot to have him killed. He was also a follower of the one true God. But unfortunately, on this day, Mordecai made an enemy.
Mordecai, did you hear? The king made Haman his right-hand man.
Yes, I heard.
I also heard He gave him more power than anyone else in the land. Except for the king, of course. All those other nobles were very unhappy.
Well then, maybe he'll be a kind and wise man since he'll have all that power and all.
Wise and kind. You've obviously never met Haman. Let's just say, you don't want to make him angry. When he's angry, he can be very, very mean. Oh, great Haman, we bow before you. Oh, wise one. Oh, great Haman. Oh, wonderful Haman, we worship you. Haman, we praise you. What is wrong with you? You didn't even bow to him.
I'm sorry, but I'm a Jew. I only worship the one true God.
Well, that's good and all, but the king commanded it. Haman's not going to be happy.
The official was right. Haman was not happy when he found out that Mordecai refused to worship him. At first, he thought he would punish just Mordecai. But then, when he found out he was a Jew, he decided to punish all of Mordecai's people. He came up with a terrible idea. He would trick the king into making a command that on the 13th day of the 12th month, everybody in the whole kingdom would look for any Jews they could find and do horrible things to them. And so the king made it a command.
Hello, how art thou?
Well, I'm okay, but I'm not sure about you. Well, haven't you heard? I wouldn't want to be you and your Jewish friends on the 13th day of the 12th month of this year. It's going to be bad.
What?
I'm sorry for your loss.
What do you mean?
So, the official told Mordecai what Haman had done and what the king had commanded. Mordecai was horrified and heartbroken. He and all his people were going to be destroyed. But what could he do? What could any of them do? And then Mordecai remembered Queen Esther, and he sent her a text, a message.
Your Majesty.
Hathak, hi. Why do you look so worried?
I have a message for you from your cousin Mordecai, and it's a horrible one.
What is it?
Haman has tricked the king into writing this command. And it's to take place on the 13th day of the 12th month of this year.
This is awful. What are we going to do? The king already gave this command.
That's what I explained to your cousin, your Majesty. He has some foolish idea that you should approach the king and beg him for mercy so this horrible thing doesn't happen.
That I should approach the king? That I have not been invited. Does he not know the rules? If you approach the king without an invitation, you could be punished terribly.
That's right. That's exactly what I told him. I told him he was being ridiculous. Why should you risk your life? You didn't cause this. It's not your responsibility. I think you should let someone else take care of it.
Hathak, but if I let someone else do it, but I should probably try. I'm sure it would be most difficult for someone else to do the task. I should at least try.
Your Majesty, you sound just like your cousin. It's the same thing he told me. He said, perhaps she has become queen for such a time as this. I don't get it, Your Majesty. I don't get why you need to risk your life. This isn't your problem. You didn't create this. Please, let someone else take care of it.
You know, if I am punished, I will be punished. But maybe the Lord will use me for something great. Please help me prepare.
And so Esther got herself ready to go to the king. She was scared. The king might be very angry with her for not following the law. She was supposed to wait for him to invite her. But her people needed her. She would go and hope that the king would listen to her.
Yes, so in this treasure chest, we have 6,458 gold coins.
6,458. I like that.
5,548 silver coins.
5,548. Hey, that went up.
Yes, and 700 beautiful coins.
700 beautiful jewels. Okay.
Yes, and 678.
Whoa, hey. Hannah, I see someone coming.
Wait, someone's coming in without an invitation?
Hammond, be quiet, be quiet.
Guard!
It's Esther. It's Esther. What a surprise to see you here. I'm so happy to see you. Tell me, my queen, what would you like? Even if you want half of my kingdom, you can have it all.
Thank you, my king. I do not request half of your kingdom, but I do request something equally precious to me.
And so Esther tells the king that she is a Jew, and she asks for mercy for herself and for all her people. The king is angry when he finds out that Haman had tricked him. Haman, he is punished. The king grants Esther her request. And so, because Esther was willing to say, if not me, then who? Her people's lives are saved.
That has to be the coolest thing I have ever seen.